Just wanted to say a massive thank you very quickly to everybody that checked out the last opinion video, which was actually on Top Gear. It did really, really well, and it reminded me, like, I really enjoy doing opinion videos because obviously getting you guys' input and that sort of thing on it. So I'm going to start doing a few more opinion videos. Again, I used to do a heck of a lot of them on racing games, obviously, specifically, and racing related things. So if you want to see more of them and you keep enjoying them, be sure to leave a like, and well, we'll keep doing them. Oh, one last thing before we start. Yes, I know this isn't Gran Turismo, I can't be able to plug my PS3 in, which is why the new one on the PS4 is a good idea. Anyway, for the topic of today, this is an interesting one because it's one of those where I understand why it's been done, but I'm not happy that it's been done, but I am happy. Like, it's a really mixed one. I don't have a full-on conclusion on how I feel about this, but if you don't know, Gran Turismo Sport does not have dynamic time or dynamic weather. Now, I did actually moan about Forza Motorsport 6 not having dynamic time and weather. They said it's going to have time and weather in the game, and they put weather in it, they put time in it, but you can only have, like, day or night, and day and rain, and, you know, there's no mix and matching, there's just the set settings. You do what you are told. You have to accept what you're given, kind of thing. You get what you're given, as northern mums and dads say. Mom, I don't like this burger! You get what you're given, you cheeky twat. There is one positive, though. It is still as it was before. It's not day or night. It is literally choose your time and choose how the weather is doing in loads of different details. So it's still got the full-on Gran Turismo options in where you have so much customization in the thing, but you can only set it once before the race and doesn't change. The reason behind it being done is for the reason that they want it to have a solid frame rate with the higher amount of cars and just basically run a lot better in general. The less things going on behind the scenes and with the computer calculating how many cars there are and what the cars are doing, that sort of thing, the more cars you can have, the more other things you can have. So let's say, for example, that the reason was that they added more cars. Not saying that this is the only reason, but say one of the reasons is they wanted to add more cars online and on offline when you can race with more cars on screen. How do you feel about that? Now, personally, I don't really care for more cars. More cars, it's good, it's cool, it means I can have more people in the lobby, that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, I don't really beg for a high amount of players. Like, if I can have 16 or above, that's a lot to me. Obviously, the more the better, until a certain point, because if you have like 1 million people on like Nürburgring, that would be fucking hell. But you get the idea, the more players, the better, and it's a good thing to have more players available. But if I could take away 4 players online and have dynamic time and weather, even if it was 100% stable frame rate, I would actually be okay with that. Gran Turismo Sport is 60 FPS, yes. Now, I understand that it's a simulator more than a game. Some people even use it as a simulator, and obviously you could have issues if it did dip in frame rate, that sort of thing, and obviously a lot of people want a solid 60, but to be fair, come on, like, seriously, like, it's a game. In the end of it, it's a game, and I don't care if it drops to 40 every now and again or it drops to 50, because to be quite honest, I wouldn't notice if it was every now and again. And again, another reason they said is they wanted to improve the quality of some tracks, because it was available, that was the dynamic time and weather was available for most tracks on Gran Turismo, the previous Gran Turismos, but it was a little bit, if there were loads of cars on the screen and it was trucking it down with rain while calculating what to do with the weather next, it would cause issues. And that's one of the reasons they've got rid of dynamic time and weather. But again, I can't just say it's acceptable, I understand it, because at the end of the day, I don't like that they've done this. I would much prefer to have dynamic time and weather and a little bit less detail on the tracks or the trees, or a little bit less detail on, well, let's say a less amount of cars and a little less detail on the track. You know, just, I would much prefer dynamic time and weather. It's something that's so significant to me in the series that it's hard that, like, a lot of other series are hit and miss, and some don't have it at all, and so if they do it kind of, So, I don't know. With the point where I mentioned how it would be less of a simulator if it drops in frame rate, that sort of thing and all that, at the same time, you kind of want that transition. So if you start a race in the day, it ends in the night, or if you start in the day, midday, and end up in the afternoon where it's trucking it down with rain at the start and it becomes sunny, you know, it just means you have to pit in and you have to change your tires. It adds another level to the gameplay. And honestly, I'm the type of person that in the end says gameplay over graphics. If you lower the detail of the map slightly, and you lower how many cars there are by 3 or 4, and you had dynamic weather and time, I would much prefer that. Or give us an option. No, we can't because it's a console. Anyway, so let me know your thoughts on this. Are you disappointed that there's no dynamic time and weather in Gran Turismo? Would you prefer it to be, and say there would be 4 less players, and there would also be a little bit less detail on the tracks? Let me know your thoughts on it again. And as always, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.